So like I have a lot of people ask me, how do I get in contact with big artists? I live across the ocean. What do I do? Is signing to a producer a good idea? And how do I get my first placement? Listen, we finna talk about all that. Don't even skip this video. Just go ahead and click.
Thanks again, big bruh. You are a lifesaver.
What's up with y'all, man? It's your boy TB Digital. But listen, man, we finna get straight into this. Today in this video, we gonna talk about networking skills, how to network. Most of the stuff we going over, it's gonna come from my straight sauce interviews. Also, I do wanna let y'all know, man, that May 7th, man, this Friday, Tusi drops an album. Me and Alec made track number 9 called Greater Storm. It's a dope track, so make sure May 7th when that album drop, make sure y'all go check it out. Besides that, man, let's get straight into this video. So first thing I wanna get into, bro. One, there's no excuses for nobody, bro. For the niggas who was 30, who was old, you know, the OGs, it's 14-year-olds out here getting plaques, bro. And for the kids who live across the seas, and for y'all like, man, how do I work with these artists? There's 14-year-olds across seas that live on a farm in the middle of nowhere on a mountain with goats that got plaques too, bro. So there's really no excuses for none of us. We just got to put the work in. So first thing being said, man, when we get into networking, it's all about first impression, bro. If you watch my Straight Sauce interview, Brick done said this and Young Cutter said this, man. It's all about first impression. When you DM somebody, and most of the time your first impression is gonna be your social media, whether you contacted them on Twitter, Instagram, or whatever it was. So let's say if you DM an artist or DM a producer, whoever on Instagram, the first thing they're gonna look at is your page, bro. So if your page is looking crappy, bro, you know what I'm saying? Your page gotta look professional. One thing that Brick said is have a personal page and then have a business page. The reason is 'cause nobody wanna see that personal shit. When you approaching somebody to work with them, they go into your page to see what you done worked on. You gotta make sure that your page is professional. And with that being said, man, you wanna make sure that they can, you know what I'm saying, your beats is there. They can hear your beats, hear your work. If you have snippets, let them hear your snippets. Now, one thing Young Cutter said when I did his interview is he said, man, most of the time, these artists, man, they wait like 1 year to drop a song. So post your snippets on the page. That's one thing I have done, man. I posted my Lil Durk and Spinal snippet on my page. I posted my Shorty snippets on my page. And it's just a way to show, yeah, I'm working, bro. It's really like your resume, bro. You know what I'm saying? So just keep it professional. Now, with that being said, okay, I see a lot of producers who, you know what I'm saying, they page look decent. A lot of y'all sit here and be like, man, I've been doing this for years and I ain't never sold a beat. Man, I ain't get a placement. I'm gonna say this loud and clear, bro. Nobody is gonna wake up and be like, out of the billion people in this world, I think Joseph that lives in Paris, he's 12. I think he makes beats. Let me hit him up and have him pull up to LA. Nobody finna do that shit. Like, stop that fantasy, bro. Nobody gonna know about you if you don't tell nobody, bro. If you just post your beats on a BeatStar page, nobody gonna bro. You gotta promote that in some way, shape, form, bro. You gotta let somebody know, bro. You know what I'm saying? First thing, someone open up a business, you know what they do? They put that hoe on Google. So when someone look up the business near me, they business pop up. It's the same thing you gotta do, bro. Nobody finna know who you is, bro. If you don't tell nobody, bro. You just can't sit at your desk. Yes, you can have a hard drive, bro. Nobody gonna know you have hard drives full of beats if you do not let nobody know, bro. And here's another thing, you gotta be consistent, bruh. Y'all buy a little beat course on how to sell beats, how to get placements, how to network, and it's the same. Be consistent, DM people, and y'all be like, oh man, this is bullcrap. This ain't sauce. Y'all try it for one day and it don't work out. You gotta be consistent, bruh. Like, of course it ain't gonna work for you, bruh. Like, be real. How many of y'all done tried it for like a week or one day or probably like a month? Of course it ain't work out. You gotta be consistent, man. So I mean, everything that I'm telling y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all from my experience. You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna speak on something that I ain't do yet. It's how I got my first major placement. This is through my manager, Young Land. Is signing producers the right move? Is that something you should do? Well, it's up to you, man. Everybody has their own path, bro. You know what I'm saying? All because this dude did it this way, I did it this way, and you see this dude did it this way. There is no right way, bro. There's not one law. There's no law on how to do this. And at the end of the day, that not paying your rent, he not paying your rent, and I'm not paying your rent. We not giving you bread. So you want to do what's best for you. Now, me on my experience of signing the producer, yeah, I fuck with it, you know what I'm saying? Pretty simple. When it's time to send a pack, send a pack. When it's time to send some loops, send a loop. Sign it to a producer. If that's something you want to do, okay, how do I get their attention? Well, you got to be consistent. Like Alec, he just got signed, and he been working that shit for like 6 months, sending him loops every day. A lot of y'all just gonna stop at 1 day, 2 days, a week. He was sending him loops 6 months straight, bro. Like, just sending him loops, hitting him up like every day. Like, oh, what we gotta work on, what we gotta do. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta be consistent and work that method. How do you have a producer take you seriously? I'm gonna be 100% like transparent with you. Let's take my Patreon for example. My Patreon is basically a monthly membership that I offer to producers, and I just help them make fire beats. They might DM me a question on Instagram or something. I make sure I respond back to them, where it might be a regular person like who just DM me, and you know, I might just scroll past it or something, might hit them up later or some type shit. The reason why they a priority, simply because they pay me. Same thing for Monday beat critiques. People that be in the free line, I listen to their beat, oh yeah, move on to the next one. People who skip the line, I critique it, really listen to it, and get my input. Why? Because they pay me. If you want to be somebody's friend, just pay them, bro. I'm going to just be real. I'm just being 100. It's a business. At the end of the day, it's a business. If you coming in this industry looking for a handout, you not finna get that shit. Whether that's collabs or if they doing like a producer session, pull up, pay for it, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it's doing, the best way to get in contact, the best way for someone to take you seriously, the best way to work with somebody, just to pay them, bro. Now, let's say producers who don't want to go that route, you want to work directly, you know what I'm saying? You just want to get popping with an artist. Understand, you just can't DM Drake and be like, yo, let's work. You can't just DM me, go, yo, let's work. You know what I'm saying? But there is other ways you can do, man. There's engineers. In the last interview that I did with Young Cutter, he said that's how he got his last placement with Lil Durk. Songwriters. Another example is YB. YB recently just got signed to Hitmaker off of his TI placement that he got. YB got that through one of Hitmaker's songwriters. Another thing we don't think about is videographer. If you go to their page, all it is nothing but artists that they working with. Now, if you go to a big enough videographer, most of the time they got independent artists on their page that they working with, bro. They obviously, let's say this videographer recorded like Lil Durk, Trippie Redd. Obviously, they not doing no free shit. So the independent artists that you do see on their page, they probably putting up a bag, which means they probably gonna put up a bag for beats, bro. You literally don't have to get up. You don't have to burn out 1 calorie, bro. You just gotta get on your phone and network. One thing that Young Cutter said in his last interview is, man, just DM a whole bunch of people every day. You'll build so much connections just doing that, bro. To get in contact with these artists, sometimes you don't have to go directly to the artist. You could work around the team. In the last interview with Young Cutter said how he got signed to Murder is because he already knew the whole team. And thing for YB. YB was working with Hitmaker team. That's how Hitmaker knew about him. You don't have to directly just hit up the artist. You can hit up their manager, their A&R. If it's an independent artist, most likely they might be signed to a small label, and that label, the label might not even have, they might have on the verge just 10K followers. Hit them up, you know what I'm saying? Most of the time, if you watching these artists and you know what I'm saying, seeing where they at, they might have homies and shit at rap. You don't just have to hit up the artist, bro. Just understand that there's different ways to do this. Okay, what do I say in my DM for the socially awkward? It's pretty simple, bro. You don't have to give them a whole sad sob story on why you deserve a placement. You ain't gotta do none of that. Simply say, yo, my name is woo woo woo. I worked with woo 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 woo. Let's work. Let me send you some beats. Most of the time they gonna hit you. They might respond back. Sounds good. Email. Boom. You get that email, send to them all the time, bro. Sometimes they might not respond to every pack that you send, but send to them all the time. Just be consistent. That's all it is. Be consistent. Hit them up every now and then. Yo, do you check out that pack? Woo, woo, woo. The best time to do it is when they go live on Instagram. That's when they in the studio. Yo, I sent that pack. You know, hit them up. Yo, I've been sending you some packs. Go check it out. They in the studio right now. That's the best time to tell them. That's all you got to say, bro. It's really not that hard. Another thing is how to stand out as a producer, because everybody doing the same thing. Yeah, everybody doing the same thing, but let's be real, there's a lot more drum makers than loop makers. You know what I'm saying? Even though the loop makers are saturated, there still is a lot of drum makers than loop makers. Loops is in high demand. You making your own melodies and them being fire is a great way to stand out. And for me personally, just putting out a whole bunch of free kits, and me, you know what I'm saying, dropping a whole lot of kits this year and shit, I can tell y'all putting out a free kit every now and then is a real good way to build up your brand. It's pretty simple. You have a free kit, post it on the gram. In order to get this kit, comment 3 people below, post it on your story and tag me. Man, that could take it a long way. If you got 122 comments, let's say if you got 100 comments, right? Each comment tag 3 people. You know what I'm saying? That's 3 times 100, right?
Duh.
Do the math, you feel me? That's a lot of people, bro. You know what I'm saying? That could take you a long way, dropping a free kit every Friday. Now, I dropped a video on this like a couple months ago, but I'm gonna just go back to what I was saying back then. Implant your ass at a studio, bro. It's not like somebody that's going to Starbucks to get some coffee just ended up at the studio. The only person going to a studio is gonna be artists to get their song done. So like, you ain't even gotta find them. Like, you just go to the studio and they come right there, pop out, talk your business, get the bread, and you know what I'm saying, do what you gotta do. All right, man, so last, all I'm gonna talk about is a nice way to really like get your foot in the door is collabs. Collabs could take you a long ways. Now we see loop makers, like we see like 4 collabs on the loop, you feel me? Like, collabs could take you a long way because because everybody has their own connection. So just collabing, and also collabing makes you better. Like just working with other people. Always collab with somebody who's way better than you. That's rule number one. Collab with somebody who's way better than you, whether it's way better in business or just way better at making beats. You know what I'm saying? Because you're either gonna learn something, or you're gonna get a connection, or you're gonna get both. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, this all just goes back to networking, man. This was no like, oh no, secret sauce type of video. This is just straight common sense and just letting you know that nobody's gonna know about you. Nobody's just gonna wake up and say, dang, oh, Joseph lives in Kentucky, he sells beats. Nobody's gonna do that, bro. At the end of the day, you're gonna have to get up out your chair, or not even get up out your chair, but you gotta make an online presence or make a presence face to face, bro. Go do that, you know what I'm saying? Nobody's gonna know about you if you do not tell them. And then second, you gotta be consistent, man. Yes, it might not work that one day you got up. You just got to stay consistent, stay with the method, and just keep it going, bro. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, man, that's the end of the video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And also make sure you hit the bell notification, because what I'm going to start doing is for every video, for the first couple of comments, I'm going to start giving y'all some Cash App prizes. Also, last thing I want y'all to do is I want everybody who watches this video, I want you to comment underneath this video. Say your producer name, your ad, and if you're a loop maker, send a Instagram link or a preview link of one of your loop kits. And if you make beats, put your BeatStars page or your Instagram below. But with that being said, man, it's your boy TB. Hope y'all like this video. I'm gone. But I'll ask you.